What is up? And welcome back to the Life Unlimited Coaching channel. This is Coach Kayla. And if you're watching this on video, it's kind of dark because it's early in the morning today. And I just had to get on here and talk about this particular thing. It's kind of been mulling over in my mind for the last couple of days. Because someone asked me, so if you guys don't know it, right, I also have worked with multiple fitness and nutrition coaches over the years for different reasons, but someone was like, well, if you know what you need to do, why do you need a coach? Is basically what they said, right? And there's a couple different things that kind of went through my head, right? Obviously, I like the accountability, but I think the biggest, that's the thing is I think I would do it anyway. I don't know, because I've had someone outline my workouts and stuff like that for quite a few years now, so maybe I'm comfortable with the idea of someone else doing the thinking for me. But also, I like not having to do the thinking. Like a lot of people, they don't want to invest in a coach because they, know what to do, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And I talked about last week, if you missed that video. But, and that may be true. You may know what to do, right? Like, I know what to do, okay? I could write up my own workout program, all that stuff. But people don't realize how much mental attention that can take. And if you are a busy business owner, mom, or working mom, or mom in general, you have a lot on your plate already, right? And so a lot of people don't realize how much of a relief it is to just take one thing off. And all you're taking off is trying to figure out what to do for your workout. But that's one thing that you've had to figure out, right? If you've been doing it on your own for the last however, you've had to figure it out on your own. Even if you're using like workout videos or, unless you're going to like some fitness class consistently, you've had to figure it out on your own. And so there's a lot of relief that comes from that. And there's a lot of certainty, especially if you have specific physical performance goals. If you're just trying to lose weight and you're just trying to stay in shape and you're just trying to be healthy, it really doesn't matter what you do for your workouts. If you are trying to achieve something specific, right? Like I've been running Spartan races. Next year, I'm doing my very first powerlifting competition. And it would be unwise, everyone would argue, for me to just try and figure it out on my own and then try and go and actually compete in a powerlifting competition. I think most people would argue that that would be a smart idea, is to like actually follow a specific program so that when I go in there, I can actually perform at a certain level, right? So it's funny to me how often people are like, well, I don't need to hire a coach because maybe you're just trying to perform at life, right? But life is pretty tricky sometimes. And so it's probably okay for you to have a coach too, right? So anyway, there's relief that comes and certainty that comes that you're doing the right thing in regards to your goals, and it takes the pressure off, right? The second thing I wanted to talk about was most of the people that come to me, or a high percentage of people that come to me and want to lose weight or they want to get back in shape, they're usually trying to get back in shape, right? It's not like, nobody's overweight for their whole entire life from the age of 2, right? And so most people are trying to get back to a certain point in their life. Okay, like maybe it was before they got married, it was before they had kids. That's usually what it is, right? Or, we've had men come and they were high school football players and they were really good at weightlifting back in the day and all this stuff, right? But then 20 years go by, 10, 15, 20 years go by, and they want to get back to that, right? Now, kind of going back to what I was talking about last week with the hiking paths, right? if you were using a GPS system, if you were in a new area of the state or the country, you may know where home is, right? Like, you may know what you were doing back then when you were weightlifting and when you were, in the best shape of your life. Like, you may know what it looked like, but you may not know how to get back there because of where you are currently. So just like if you're on if you have a GPS and you know where home is, right? It really doesn't matter that you know where home is and you know the area around home if you are 300 miles away from home. You'll still need a GPS to get there, right? Could you start heading south if you know you need to go south? Yes. Could you eventually get there? Probably. Would it be as effective and as efficient as just using the GPS? No. Using the map? No. Right? Like, and that's what makes me laugh is people will come to me and it's not funny. It's just that people don't realize what they're saying. They're saying like, I know what I was doing back then, so I'm just going to start doing what I was doing back then and then hopefully I'll get back there. But really, like, what you need is guidance from where you are in order to get back there. Because where you are is not where you were. And to get where you were, you're going to have to take a different route, most likely. A route you may be unfamiliar with. And it's okay to ask for help. And so, like in my case, I'm going to try this powerlifting adventure, right? I've never done that before. I don't even know what that looks like. And so I hired a coach. I asked a bunch of friends that had done it. I did a bunch of research. I found an event I didn't have to qualify for. I had to do all of this stuff in order to start this new journey. But I also need a guide because I have no idea where I'm going, right? So there's two different type of people that come to me, and they both would benefit from a coach for different reasons. One, they've never been where they want to go. They know where they want to go, right? I want to be a powerlifter. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how to get there. I've never done it before, but here we go, right? So some people, they've never lost weight the right way. They've never had a healthy relationship with food. They've never had a lifestyle where they are a person who works out every day or a person who just generally eats healthy. They've never been that person. And so for them to hire a coach would be hugely beneficial because they have no idea where they're going, right? They know where they want to go, but they have no idea how to get there. And then there's the second type of person who has been there before, but they're so far beyond where they've ever been, they're out of familiar territory, that they need someone to help them get back. Just like if you drove to California from wherever, the likelihood of you being able to find your way back to wherever you are from without a map or GPS, it would be a lot harder, right? You may know what direction you need to go, but you're going to run into problems. You're going to run into forks in the road and you're not going to know where to go. So that's why everyone, even people who know what they're doing, would benefit from coaching. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day, and I'll chat with you all later.